Welcome back, guys. In this video, I'm going to talk about a topic that's both timeless as well as deeply personal, which is basically what the F does being a man even mean? I'm talking about developing your masculine aura that is magnetic, that helps you feel more confident and satisfied with your own life, but also draws people, including beautiful women, in towards you. Let's get into it. All right, so growing up, being masculine was always very important to me. It was always very intrinsic in my soul, but growing up, I didn't always know exactly what that meant or how to do it. And when I saw examples from other boys my age, it was easy to misconstrue that this is some form of aggression. And so today I want to dispel those myths and actually outline the 6 key characteristics of masculinity that you can work on and develop within yourself. And when you do this, you're going to find that you are happier and more satisfied regardless of who else is around, but that you also are attracting in the kind of women into your life that you would like to date. And when you work on these things, you will find that you are not only more satisfied with your own life, happier and confident, but that you also draw in beautiful women that you might like to spend time with. If you're anything like me, I'm a more analytical person, so it helps me very much to understand a topic from an analytical standpoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down masculinity into my 6 key characteristics, as well as give you some practical tips on what you can do to improve all 6 of these attributes within yourself. The first one, which is probably the most obvious, is confidence. Everyone knows that confidence is super important and it's highly linked to satisfaction in men. When you are more confident, you are more likely to take risks, you're more likely to pursue opportunities, and you're more likely to have a greater satisfaction and happiness in your life in general. This is deeply satisfying because it reinforces your sense of self-worth. Confidence is also consistently rated as a top attractive trait by women. There's an evolutionary psychology reason for this. It's because men who are confident were more consistent providers. They were better able to gather resources, they were better able to offer protection, and this is crucial for women from an evolutionary standpoint. And so it can be helpful to remember that even though we live in a modern culture where a lot of the risks of being a human being have been removed from our day-to-day lives, we still are inside of a body that is millions of years old from a DNA perspective. And so women's attraction is going to still be based on the fundamental characteristics of what was important throughout human history. And that means being with a man who can provide resources, who can offer protection, and confidence is one of the ways that she knows you can do that. So how can you build that confidence if you're not really feeling super confident right now? So as some of you know, I used to own a gym. We were one of the early CrossFit and personal training gyms in Chicago. And one of the things that we did extremely well is we helped people, some of whom who had never worked out before or never had a fitness habit, become athletic, fit, and keep that habit literally for the rest of their lives. And the way that we did it was by utilizing a system where we had them write down things that were going well. And that could be something simple like, I went to the gym twice this week. I did 1 push-up and I've never done a push-up before. It's a process of acknowledging things that went well. How you can incorporate this in something that I like to do. At the beginning of the day, I like to identify some things that I'm grateful for. This could be that I'm grateful that I live in Tulum, for example, but it can also include forward-looking statements. Like I recently wrote, I'm grateful to have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which at the time of the filming of this video, I don't have that yet. So it's an aspirational gratitude. But by starting to become grateful for something that I'm working towards, it starts to cement that reality in my mind. Then at the end of the day, I like to identify 2 or 3 things that went well that day. So I'm going to say, had a killer workout today. Had an amazing conversation with a really cute girl. Had a nice chat with my dad where I really expressed how much I love him. These identifications of things that go well are really great for reinforcing confidence, because what you're doing is you're wiring your brain to notice when things are going well. When you start to expect that things are going well on a regular basis, your confidence is going to start to naturally improve. Number 2 is purpose, okay? And you've heard me talk about this a number of times in my videos. That's because it's super, super important. When you have a sense of purpose, you are going to feel more fulfilled and you're going to have lower stress. And it feels more authentic and true and aligned for you to be working on something that you truly care about. That's what purpose really is. It's working on things that you really care about. If you're struggling to identify what your purpose is, that's okay. Let me take a little bit of pressure off and tell you that it can evolve over time. My purpose used to be focused around helping men and women get into the best shape of their lives when I owned their gym. Now I'm more focused on helping men become self-expressed and empowered in their lives. It's related, it's an evolution of what I did previously. It doesn't invalidate my previous purpose, but it's a shift and a little bit of a different focus, and that's totally okay. If you don't know where to start, what I want you to do as an exercise is you're going to take some time, take 10 minutes or so in the morning, and I want you to think about what were some of the best and most impactful memories that you have from your life. And I want you to picture yourself being there. Then once you have a strong image in your mind, I want you to ask yourself, what was it about that moment that was so important that made it meaningful? For example, there's a moment from when I opened my gym, and after doing a year worth of work to plan and build and create everything, I had a moment where I was standing on the balcony of the second level and the gym was just running. And I had my staff teaching classes and I had people at the front desk and the clients were doing their thing. And it was just this amazing moment where I realized I had achieved my goal of creating this thing that I had wanted to do and my vision had come to life. And what that taught me is that it's deeply meaningful for me to be creative and I need to be creating something. That's why I create these videos and I need to be helping other people. So it helped me identify what's important to me. So do that as an exercise and start to look for overlap. You can look through 2 or 3 different scenarios and see what was meaningful about them and then use that to come up with some values. And for women, a man having purpose is super attractive and this should come as no surprise because it signals that you have ambition and drive and that you are goal-oriented. This ties very closely to my third factor of masculinity, which is authenticity. Authenticity means that you're living true to your purpose, your values, and you're acting in alignment with them. It means that you only say yes to things that you really want to say yes to, and if you don't, you say no to certain things so that you can be more true. When you're being authentic, you become so much more powerful because you can give your energy unencumbered. When you're inauthentic, i.e. when you're doing things that you don't really want to do, that you don't really care about, your effort is going to be half-assed, your energy is going to be unclear, and other people can feel this, and it's just not going to be as powerful. This is why women find authenticity to be really attractive, because when they can sense that what you're doing with them and in your life is true for you, this is a very attractive trait. It's attractive to both men and women, meaning like men are going to want to be around you when you're being authentic, and women are going to want to be around you too. Because everybody knows what's true for them if they look deep enough inside, and so many people are not. And there's a lot of complicated reasons for this. I mean, our culture and our society often tells us that we should value certain things, and that may not be true for you. And so if your life is filled with a lot of meaningless activities and accomplishments, you want to start to ask yourself, what do I really care about, and how can I better align the things that I'm doing in my life with that internal truth? So building upon the previous exercise, once you've started to identify what your values are, I want you to look at the things that you're working on. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's your project. And I want you to put that on one side of a sheet of paper and put your values on the other side of the piece of paper and say, how well or not well do these things match up? Is this activity that I'm doing actually contributing to these values that I've identified as being important to me? And if they are, that's great, because it means that that's an authentic thing for you to be doing. But if you look at this and you say, gosh, my job, for example, doesn't actually nurture any of the values that I've seen as important, then brother, you got to start looking to see how you can find a different occupation so you at least have some overlap, right? I understand we need to survive, we need to earn a living, but you want to look for ways to incorporate more of your values into your work, because that's going to be where you spend so much of your time. Number 4, emotional regulation. Guys, this is just absolutely huge. Emotional regulation is your ability to manage emotions and to stay cool, calm, and collected no matter what. Guess what? Things come up in life. Situations will challenge you. You're going to have disappointments. You're going to have letdowns. Women will challenge you. Your ability to be able to handle that with ease and grace and to stay calm even in difficult situations is an enormous aspect of masculinity, because when you are able to stay calm and collected, you are better able to handle this information as it's coming in, and you are better able to respond in a productive way. And I think this should be obvious. When you're in a super upset state and you're just really irate about something, are you doing anything productive about the problem? No. It's only when you have a chance to calm down that you can start to think, okay, I have this problem. Now I need to identify some solutions to it, and I need to figure out some actions that I can take that's going to lead me closer to the outcome that I want. So the less time you can spend being upset, or if you can avoid becoming truly heated in the first place, this is going to be a huge advantage to you. And guess what? Women also look for this. It's a huge factor in them feeling trust and intimacy with a man. Women are naturally more unregulated emotionally than men are. That's part of the feminine nature, and that's okay. Capacity to feel deep emotions is part of what makes a woman beautiful, and so it's better to embrace this about them. All women will have some type of emotional outburst at some point in time. If your wife or girlfriend is feeling upset, 99% of the time, she does not want you to solve the problem for her. What she wants is to feel safe that she can express herself to you. So if you can just simply listen and be caring about how she feels and acknowledge her feelings, that is going to be so much more powerful than trying to fix the problem, or even worse, getting upset and blaming her or getting upset with her. So as an exercise with your partner or just with any person, what I want you to do is really practice your listening. When you are listening, I mean truly listening rather than just thinking about what you are going to say next, you are able to hear what somebody says at a deeper level, and you're going to be able to feel more empathy for whatever it is that they're going through. And then when you do respond, you're able to acknowledge what they said by replying in a way that shows that you paid attention to how they feel. This is really powerful in any relationship, male or female, and it will build a huge level of trust in your interpersonal relationships. It's your fitness and strength. Fitness and strength has always been important to me. I was an athlete from a young age, but I've realized lately even more just how important this is. When you are working out regularly, you feel better. You walk through the world with more confidence, you produce endorphins and actually create physiological changes in your body that are going to help you to feel happier. And as you start to see results from your efforts, you will feel more empowered, you will feel more confident, you will walk through your day with greater ease and confidence. The past year, I've really focused on my strength a lot. This is something that has taken me a considerable length of time to do. But I looked the other day at a comparison photo of myself now versus 15 years ago, and the change was massive. And it just felt amazing to know that all the work I had done has been rewarded in that way. And it really I felt empowered and I felt self-assured. It should be no surprise to you that women like a guy who's in shape. When a man looks strong, there's an evolutionary psychology at work. Men who are strong are better able to protect, they're better able to gather resources, and specifically women prioritize upper body strength in men because historically that was a better indication of a man's ability to protect her and the family. If you want to know more about that, check out my other video specifically about fitness for more information about why this is important and how to get started. And finally, my sixth masculine trait is rebelliousness. This is your ability to take risks and not conform to society's expectations and just willingness to break the rules. This, to be honest, always came fairly naturally to me because I've been somewhat of a contrarian thinker throughout my life. This trait shows that you're an independent thinker and that you're not willing to conform to societal expectations just to fit in. And the reason that women like rebels is that it takes confidence to be a rebel, and they are more willing to take risks and are more independent. A study from the Journal of Evolution and Human Biology showed that women associate rebelliousness with creativity, leadership, and adventure, which are all qualities that women appreciate. Having a rebellious edge makes you more intriguing and exciting, and women love that. So just to quickly recap, we have confidence, which you're going to work on by acknowledging your small, consistent wins and writing them down. Number 2, your purpose. Identify your purpose and take consistent action towards it. 3rd, authenticity. You're going to act in alignment with your true values and ideals. 4, emotional resilience. Training yourself to be able to handle difficult information without getting triggered or upset. 5, your fitness and strength. Working on your physical body. This is the greatest gift that you receive in life. You want to prioritize it. And finally, rebelliousness. Having the courage to break the rules a little bit and develop that rebellious edge will help you stand out and get you noticed. All right, I hope this helps. Like I said, some of these things on this list weren't exactly second nature to me throughout my whole life. So as I've gone through my own masculine journey and taken the time to kind of research and identify what are some of the traits, it really helped me to be able to build these traits within myself. And what I found through the journey is that as I developed greater confidence, purpose, authenticity, strength, I had an increased sense of self-worth, and I felt happier and more confident about my life. And it increased my options with women too, so I just saw that as a win-win. But again, the purpose of doing this isn't just to be attractive, it's to actually feel more fulfillment and satisfaction with your life. So if you like this content and you want to hear more, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can also send this to a friend that needs to hear this message. And if you'd like to work with me, set up a call below and we can talk about whether one-on-one coaching is a good fit for you.